cards that we need to look at. So hopefully we can get a good look at all of these guys through the auction house and just give a quick overview. So you guys know my policy. Until you get your hands on the card, you don't know how good the card is. Ooh, we got a locker code. Yes, I will absolutely take that. What's your favorite mode in my team right now? Probably triple threat online, to be honest with you. We'll go ahead and snag those 2 tokens, take us up to 50. I will also open up the chat for myself so I can see what you guys are talking about. There we go. What's up, fellas? Happy New Year's to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, let's get right to the pack. So we thought we were getting a spotlight. We got a New Year's pack, which for me is a little disappointing because a spotlight you can mean 2 great cards as opposed to 1. In terms of you get the free Evo, which the Kareem Evo is an endgame card. So the next spotlight might also be an endgame card. So let's get right into it. So let's start top down. Should you grind for Bob Pettit, who's at 260? So let's see, 6'9". So already at the outset, we just kind of say this almost. All right, so he's a 96 3 ball, which is obviously very good if he has a good shot release. With the shooter, until you get the shot release, you don't know if they're worth picking up or not. There's some shooters out there that don't have the ratings, but like James Worthy, but I mean, even though he doesn't have range extender, anything inside a range extender, you can literally hit everyone. We got a 66 speed. So already this is, in my opinion, no way is he an endgame card, even before we look at the badges. 66 speed, you can get a shooter anywhere. There's Amethyst shooters who are excellent, you know. You can get Amethyst, Katina Mobley if you just need to make shots, even though this guy's a power forward. Darren Jackson Jr., who's a stellar card. I would definitely put that over this guy. But let's see what else he's got. So he's got all the good shooting badges. Deadeye. Oh, wait a minute. So he's a pink diamond with no range extender Hall of Fame. Not super great. He does have defensive leader on gold, but I think in the end game, the cards that like the decks you're going to be running, if you're relying on defensive leader, you ideally would want someone with it on Hall of Fame besides your shooter. You know, your defender is going to carry that, so that might be irrelevant because it doesn't stack. Got quick draw. Does he not have range extender? He doesn't have range extender at all? Oh yeah, this card is a big L. This card is a big L. I would never use this card. This card is simply for the market. L on Bob Pettit. Moving on. Gilbert Arenas. Very excited for this card. He's already going real high. So we know his Amethyst was very, very good offensively. So the thing we're looking for in his pink diamond is defense and athleticism. So let's look at that first. The shooting is stellar. The driving dunk is a 95. Offensively, this card is easily meta. 95 ball handle. Wow. 96 speed and 96 speed with the ball. Oh my goodness. What is his perimeter defense? 69 perimeter defense, and what is his lateral quickness? 85, not terrible. Does he have clamps? If this card has clamps, he is the new best point guard in the game, in my opinion. Also, floor general, which is really important. The importance of floor general, which I would talk about a little bit when I go to Jamal Wilkes, is just those cards that are borderline and ball handle and shooting. The floor general might push them at a threshold that makes them ideal. So he has gold floor general, which is really, really good. Quick draw, needle threader. Where are you, clamps? Uh-oh. Okay, he has bronze clamps. So the thing about clamps is my team people really look at least in my experience from looking at YouTube and stuff, they really look at the badge colors, but all badges are not created equally when it comes to badge tiers. Clamps is one of those badges where if you have it at all, it makes a massive difference over not having it at all. Range extender is the same way. And I think 2K knows that. And that's why range extender on bronze is a very, very unpopular badge, because for a lot of characters that would make them much more meta, just even having it on bronze. What's up, Cam Powell? Cam Powell says apparently the Arenas card evos with increased defense. Yeah, this Arenas card is definitely a card that I would love to have. He would be my starting point guard personally. I would roll the dice and look to survive with the bronze clamps, particularly because his offense is so good and he's shooting from so far with the range extender. What's up, Spac? Yeah, this Gilbert Arenas card is a big W, man. He has bronze clamps, which in my opinion is a massive difference from not having clamps at all. Clamps is one of those badges that having it is so much better than not having it, that it's just, this is what's going to separate him from the Jamal Murrays of the world. Like, I know Jamal Murray's not as fast as this card. He doesn't have the dunking, but he dunks enough. He's fast enough. He shoots well enough that if this card didn't have clamps, you could get 85-90% of the same production out of a Jamal Murray type card. But because this card does have clamps, this makes him a truly meta point guard. I don't know if I would go as far as to say he's better than Rose off the until I see his animations. I know the other Gilbert has good animations because he's worse on defense, but he could be better than Derrick Rose. This card's a big W. I would definitely, and he's an Evo on top of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah, he's the real deal. DeMar DeRozan, one of my favorite people as a basketball player. His game, I like his game. I don't love his game. I wish he had a little bit better of a ball handling at 3, like in terms of being a fan of 2 guards. But I do love that he's very strong. He's excellent in the post, has an excellent mid-range game. Honestly, I'd probably love DeMar DeRozan if he had better defense. Let's look at his stats. Okay, so the 3-point shot is a 65. Should I keep looking at this card at this point? We should move on, right? Like he's a 2 guard with a 65 3-ball. Like he's an Evo though. Do you guys know what his Evo? What is his Evo increases outside shot to? Cam, do you know? Go to 2K Central real quick. See if we can get a look at some of these here. Can you see the badges on 2K Central, or is that still a thing where you can't see the badges? I don't see the DeRozan on the site yet. Yeah, the DeRozan's not up on there. Cam, where are you seeing the yeah, let me know what is because that's a make or break for this card. So let's look at his badges just to be thorough. So we got Green Machine, Difficult Shot, Acrobat. This is all very good. Obviously, DeMar DeRozan is going to be one of the best slashers in the game. Like, you know that already. He's got gold clamps. So if his 3-pointer goes up high enough, I don't think he's going to be meta. Like, even if his meta, even if his 3-pointer goes up to a decent rating, the fact of the matter is that Kobe and Paul George and Jimmy Butler and Tracy McGrady and Zach LaVine all have range extender, fantastic handles, fantastic finishing, and fantastic defense. So any card that comes out with one of those areas not shored up is going to be worse than those cards. And what you're looking for to improve on those cards is really just athleticism. So the Opal Grant Hill, I think it's Grant Hill. The Opal Grant Hill has like a 90-something speed, or the Penny. The Opal Grant Hill and Penny might be a little better than those cards because of the athleticism. But until you get much faster than Kobe and Levine, you can't really get better, and you're probably going to be worse. So the DeMar DeRozan card, depending on the Evo, could be okay. I would definitely try it out, but if you already have Kobe or Paul George or Jimmy Butler, I can't see replacing it with a card you have to Evo just to be to that level. I don't know if that would be worth it, even the grind. Maybe just to sell him back, like on the market, he might be worth it. Let's see, Rajon Rondo, who kind of became one of my favorite point guards over time. I really started to like his game. Now he's 6'1", which is not ideal, and it's good that Kyle Lowry here is the comparison that pulled up, because this Kyle Lowry card is heat. This card is pure fire. He has all of the, it's similar to Oscar Robinson. He has a park. like dribble package, so you can do all of the dribble behind screen, take limitless threes, and he's an excellent defender, and he's got Hall of Fame floor general. So this Kyle Lowry card is as good as it gets in terms of defensive guards that shoot. He's tied with Stockton and better than Stockton depending on what you want. They have some slight badge differences. So whichever of those badge differences fits your play style is who you're going to prefer. But because of his signature dribbling styles, I roll with Kyle Lowry all day. So let's look at Rondo. Hall of Fame quick first step. What's his speed? He's got a 76 3 ball. He is an Evo though. So a lot of Evo cards in this deck. This is very interesting. A 92 ball handle, which is excellent, and a 97 speed. Wow. Wow. Hall of Fame clamps, Hall of Fame defensive leader, Hall of Fame diamond, Hall of Fame pickpocket. He's a little small, but the Kyle Lowry and Stockton cards prove that being a little small isn't going to kill you on defense as a point guard in most situations. So yeah, this Rondo is probably really nasty. I already like the Rondo cards that are in this game, so I would be very excited to use this Rondo card. Now he's not going to replace Lowry no matter what his Evo is, because his Evo is not going to make him a better shooter. So it's really a different style. So do you want defense and slashing and solid shooting, or do you want defense and shooting and really not super great going to the basket? That's all a personal style. I'm with my point guard and the lineups that I run, because I run with Giannis and some. I rely on my wings and Kareem to get to the basket, and my guards I'm fine if they're mostly just shooters. But I would probably. I mean, if I got this Rondo card, I would definitely play it. I wouldn't sell it, especially if the Evo's good. DeAndre Ayton, another. So these are all Evo cards. That is super cool. That is interesting, man. So let's look at Raw Ayton. He could be a really good card. So with him, it's really the defense. So we know in real life his defense is trash. Or at least it was when he came into the league. He has a 95 block, but he has a 78 interior defense. I'm actually glad we saw this. So if you guys have any info on his... If you have any info from his Evo... Actually, you know what? It's on the MyTeam Twitter account. Let's do that. Let's be good researchers and look at these Evos right now, because this is important. These are all Evo cards, and unless we know what the cards Evo to, we don't know how good they really are. But this is so far a really exciting pack, like a really exciting pack. Okay, so DeAndre Ayton, his Evo is outside shot. So I'm gonna tell you why this card is not meta. I mean, you can use it, but because he's a shooting big who can score. But as more Kareem cards go into the get into the field, and as those Evo Kareem, everybody has Kareem. He's a free card, right? As that card rises in popularity, you're gonna be dealing with Kareem and Yao Ming a lot, and you don't want a card with bad interior defense as that happens, unless your game plan is to say you can have 2 points, I'm always getting 3, then you can get away with it. Now he does have gold post lockdown. He's 7'1" for some reason. I'm pretty sure Ayton's only 7 feet, but that's fine. So he has the badge, making his interior D a little bit better. But Kareem at 7'2" with those Hall of Fame badges and the just insane athleticism and the post hook, I don't think this card is going to be able to defend Kareem one-on-one. Now, on the offensive end, this card should generally be able to score pretty well. He's got a 63-point shot, but the Evo, I'm sure his shot becomes acceptable. Does he have the shooting badges from Raw? He's got quick draw to start with. It really depends on the Evo with this card, but I would say that off rip, Joel Embiid is going to be the better prospect. I don't know if Joel Embiid is expensive on the market yet, but I got him for really cheap, maybe 20 or low 30s MT. Hedo Turkoglu. I knew I should have sold that Hedo Turkoglu card on my other account. I knew it. They got me. I didn't think and they said they were going to put out this Hedo, man. I'm not salty, but I'm salty. So let's see what Hedo's Evo is right off the bat. Hedo's Evo is defense. Okay, that's huge. So we know the ball handling's going to be there. a 94 3-point shot, a 86 ball handle, and his Evo is defense? Yeah. You can go ahead. His speed is only a 79. You throw a shoe and floor general, you can get his speed all the way up to the high 80s at 6'10", which basically makes this card comparable to Lamar Odom. And he's got Hall of Fame range extender. I mean, this card's a big W. This card is worth opening. Like, I'm not going to say opening packs. Like, don't give 2K your money. But if you are a pack opening person and you're like, should I open packs? Yeah, you're opening packs to get this Hito so far. Like, these other cards are good. I mean, the Gilbert is great, but if you're running Derrick Rose, you don't need that Gilbert. If you're running Baron Davis or even Kyle Lowry, you're fine at point guard. Oscar Robinson's also really good. So, you know, I'm sure the Gilbert is super great, but this Hito is the only 6'10 card with an 86 ball control, Hall of Fame range extender, and his Evo is defense. I would say he is a God Squad card. He is the first time we've gotten a comparable card to Lamar Odom, who you guys know I think is just the bee's knees in the cat's pajamas. So this card is already on buyout for cheap. He's a 6'4 defender. What's his Evo? Tony Allen's Evo is outside shot. Okay, so that depends on how high that goes. It starts at a 72. I wonder what Tony Allen they were referred to. He's got a 90 driving dunk, a 86 ball control, 84 speed, and I know his defense is going to be elite. Why is this card so cheap already? Huh, that's interesting, because this card looks like a W to me. Yes, perimeter defense is a 97. I mean, I would start this card already, to be honest with you. I don't even know what his badges are, and I would start this card. So he's got Hall of Fame, basically every important defensive badge he has on Hall of Fame or gold, which is to be expected. He's got gold finishing badges, which is great, and quick draw. I mean, he has no dribbling badges, which is important to know because you're not going to get... Because the 86 ball control is definitely way better if you obviously have quick first step and tight handles. But still, I mean, for Tony Allen to be... He's going to be a decent shooter and a top-tier defender. Yeah, this looks like a good card. I'd run Tony Allen, for sure. Yeah, and I have a feeling that the way the card's going to play... let's look at his strength real quick before we get out of here. Because that's important on these cards. His strength is 75. Yeah, this card could switch from the 1 and the 2 and maybe even a 3 on defense, no problem. Which allows you to run give you some lineup versatility. I think Tony Allen's probably a good card. Maybe he has terrible shooting animation, and that could hold him back. But he looks like a decent card. Sean Livingston. Okay, number 1. He's at point guard, which is great. 6'7" point guard, also great. What's his Evo? Sean Livingston. His outside shot is his Evo. That's important because his outside shot is a 45. That's tough. That's tough. His ball handle is only an 84. His speed is an 84. He better have like the best Evo in the game. If he doesn't have the best Evo in the game, this guy's a L. I don't care what his badges are. They could make up a badge and give it to him, and I don't care. Like, he's got clamps and all this other stuff, but look, man, there's too many good point guards in the game, especially since Galaxy Opal Penny got his updates with clamps and everything, and that card is free. It's a grind, obviously, a big grind, but it's still basically free. Yeah, as it is right now, Livingston, I have to see what the Evo is in specifics because this is a tough card to use at Ruby. And I don't like Evo cards that aren't good in their normal form. And an 84 ball handle on my point guard is just unacceptable. His rebounding is terrible for a 6'7". He's not particularly fast. Literally every point guard I've played has been better than this card. This is pretty disappointing. Especially since the other Sean Livingston can't play point guard, which is his primary position. And that's kind of like, why'd you guys do that? All right. DeAndre Jordan. Ooh, this is good. A real DJ card. Let's see. Now, we know he's not going to be able to shoot. His athleticism is obviously going to be off the charts. What is his Evo looking like? Yeah, the Turkoglu is the number 1 card, dude. Like, Turkoglu's number... Like, this is the Turkoglu pack. Like, all these other cards is well and good. That Pink Diamond, you know, Bob Pettit, whatever. That Hito Turkoglu... That's the whole point of this deck. And I'm going to say right now, if Hito is on buyout, even if he's super high priced, like 100K, go ahead and stock up on that card because that card is going to be above 100K as soon as these cards are out of packs. Like, if you have enough MT to invest in Hito, or if you pull multiple Hitos, do not sell that Hito while these packs are live because he is a monster. He's a total monster. And I know a lot of people are already regretting not picking up Odom when he was like 40K MT, which was totally absurd. And the Hito card is absolutely meta. So let's look at DeAndre Jordan. So he's a 6'11 center. I already hate him. I already hate his guts. He's a 25 3-point shot. I would never play this card. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not looking at this card anymore. I don't care what his Evo is. That's stupid. That's just dumb. We're just past that point in the meta, guys. Like, a 6'11 defensive center. Like, if you want to do that, just Evo Dwight Howard. Like, he's amazing. This DeAndre Jordan is in my book mega trash. Completely ignore that card. I'm sorry. I like DeAndre Jordan in real life, but at this point in the year in 2K, you can get a center that does that and has better offense and doesn't require, you know, like, I mean, Dwight Howard requires an Evo. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's Evo to second Amethyst when he starts getting really good isn't that much of a grind. In my opinion, and once that card is that good, I think the grind to Pink Diamond is just passive. Just throw him on your deck. Markelle Fultz, who in real life, congratulations to this guy on his big bounce back in real NBA. He's a 6'4 guard. Interesting, they could have definitely put him at 6'5. I feel like there are 6'5 listed guards in this game that are shorter than the real life Markelle Fultz, but that's fine. So he starts out with a 79-3. Let's see what his Evo is. Go to and I will be doing a follow-up video as we find out more about these cards. This is just kind of, let's see what his badges are. He's got gold dimer, which is great. So with this guy, he absolutely needs gold quick first step. So that's what we're looking for. Oh my god. Okay. So this card depends on one thing and one thing only. Well, wait, does he have clamps? No clamps, no quick first step. If his Evo gets quick first step and clamps, then this is a good card. If he's not, then he's a waste of your time. Michael Carter-Williams, another guy who can. This is the pack of, like, Gilbert Arenas and Hito and Pettit are hogging up all the shooting. Everybody else is like a lot of defensive non-shooting cards in this deck. So as soon as these servers give us, there we go. All right, Michael Carter-Williams, a 6'6" point guard, which is a W. Let's look at his badges first. Uh-oh, am I still streaming? Looks like I had an internet hiccup. Looks like I'm still live. Okay. So first of all, this card is a Sapphire. And so you guys know I'm in love with a Sapphire Norm Nixon because he has clamps and floor general and all of these like super good badges. This guy does not have the clamps. He has bronze quick first step. A bunch of other good finishing badges. Let's look at his athleticism. So again, to be expected, he can't shoot at all. What does his Evo say about that? His outside shooting does go up. So this card depends entirely. His perimeter defense is solid, but he doesn't have clamps. 84 speed. Yeah, this card relies on the Evo. If he gets better clamps and quick first step, then he'll be okay. But if he doesn't get those things, then he's another card I would ignore. Andre Robertson, again, sticking with the theme of people who absolutely cannot shoot their way out of a paper bag. He has a 53-point shot. So it's kind of like when you're Evo in this card, you have to go quick through STS. It depends on what his Evo is. Like if they put something stupid like rebounds and 3-point shooting, then this card is a big L anyway. Let's look at his athleticism. 82 speed. This card would be an annoying Evo because you basically have to go into like domination and just spam this because he won't be fun to play otherwise. As expected, he has the good defensive badges, but with the Tony Allen in this deck, aside from height, I don't see any reason you would use or Evo or bother with this card. So I don't know about that. What does this lock in? This locks in Pink Diamond Bill Russell, who I think is going to be mostly a waste of time. And I would never lock in this deck to pick up this character. Absolutely not. Because they're not going to give Bill Russell... I don't think they're going to give Bill Russell a 3-point shot. So, what are we doing here? He is a Evo, like all of the rest of the cards are here, which I love. These cards are... Most of them are pretty good and get better. There's a few duds in here. There's probably like 4 or 5 duds, but the rest of the deck is at least solid cards. And then obviously with Hito, I would say Hito is almost a must get. If you're not running a Giannis team or a Kareem team, you have to be running a Hito / Odom team. Like, those 4 cards kind of determine how your team is going to play. And if your opponent is running those 4 cards and you don't have any of them, you don't have an Evo Kareem or a Pink Diamond Giannis or Hito or Lamar Odom, your offensive attack is probably at a disadvantage. And I'm aware of T-Mac and Derrick Rose, but those cards are not the raw power that these 6'10 and above cards that can shoot. Or in Kareem's case, he's very unique because he's the best one-on-one scorer like in the game. Because at this point in the game, you really can't do anything about the post hook. And the only card tall enough to deal with it is way too slow, because Kareem can literally just like run around him. So if someone masters Kareem, you're just in for like the longest day possible, even longer than Giannis. I think the same thing is true with Lamar Odom. And I think the same thing will be true about Hito. Now, this is for higher skill players, like players who are going to really... Like, out of all of those cards, Giannis is the most brain dead. He's a really good card, and you can make him better than that. But let's just face it, if you hold Turbo and Hop Step, you're going to score with Giannis, even against a good player, because he's just that overpowered. But at the upper levels, Giannis is not going to be hitting step-back threes from limitless range like Hito and Odom are. And that's something that you can't really stop. Like, if someone has good handles and they have a tall character shooting limitless range shots, you just gotta hope they miss and defend as best you can and play mind games with them. But you're gonna lose some of those battles. So that's really what you're in this. I think that's what these packs are all about, is that Hito Turco Glue. I do think that Gilbert Arenas might also be excellent. He could be the best point guard in the game. I'm not going to call him the best point guard in the game, full stop, because I do think that that's partially depending on your style. And because Derrick Rose and Baron Davis exist, and they have clamps and are also super athletic already, and they can shoot already, he might just be equal to those cards, if not superior, but he could be better than all of those cards. And if you're playing the style of Lowry and John Stockton, then you don't really care about Gilbert Arenas because he's never going to defend the way those cards defend. This Bill Russell, I mean, I'm highly prejudiced against centers who can't shoot, because the centers, even Kareem, like his mid-range shot is amazing because his release is so good and it goes all the way up to 82, and then with floor general that makes it 86. I think he might even get mid-range boost from a coast, which basically makes it a 90. So even though Kareem can't hit threes, he doesn't need to hit threes because he can beat your offense. The rest of these cards, the problem with the center cards in 2K is the post offense, except for Shaq and Kareem, is going to be very difficult because the defensive centers have such high stats and they're so tall. Kareem has a special move, like a Street Fighter character. So, you know, he's kind of immune to that. So that's the deck so far, guys. The new cards. I think overall it's a really good set, I would say. A few cards in here could be meta. The Hito Turco Glue is definitely meta. I would say the Gilbert Arenas is most likely meta, depending on how good he gets on defense. But honestly, I think even with the gold clamps, I think you can survive it with the gold clamps. It's not the worst thing in the world. So before I get out of here, I just want to give a quick update on the main team. So this morning, out of the spinning the wheel, I pulled Bruce Bowen, which was a big fat W. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Kyle Lowry and Jamal Wilkes. So I'm going to take them into freestyle, and I just wanted to go over how good those two cards are. Jamal Wilkes, I will fully admit, well, this is partially not my fault. 2K listed him at 6'4", and at which point I hit the eject button on that card on day one. But then they updated him, and it turns out he's 6'6", which makes him a lot better. His defense is excellent, which makes him a lot better. But the interesting thing about Wilkes, and this is something I would say for all of your cards, right? Wilkes' ball handle, so right here it's listed at an 85. Any card that has that 80 to 81 ball handle range, if you have a floor general point guard, a Hall of Fame floor general point guard, the card is always going to be able to speed boost, right? Which dramatically changes the usefulness of the card. So literally, if the card is like 79 it's like a L. But because the card, so you see Wilkes, he has these crazy handles because I have Lowry on the team. Right, so he has elite ball control basically. So this is a card that has elite ball control. In terms of his 3-point shot, he has elite shooting in the sense that his release is very, very consistent. Now he doesn't have limitless range, but because of what all he provides for you, he doesn't need limitless range. He has excellent dunk packages. He has those like basic, always goes in dunk packages. He doesn't have the between the legs, block me kind of dunk packages. He has a 90 dunk rating, excellent speed, top tier defense. He's just a monster card. The only thing I would say about the card is his player dimensions. He's not a big 6'6". He feels a little bit more like a 6'5". Like I know Bowen is 6'7", but you can even see these cards kind of next to each other. He just looks a little smaller. But I don't think that ultimately matters. So I'm going to go ahead and say Jamal Wilkes is a meta card. And if he's still cheap, I know those Kareem packs are about to, they might have just left or whatever. But if you can get Wilkes for even up to 20K, maybe even, I don't know, I think this card might be worth 25 to be honest with you. He might be worth a good 25, 30K. I don't know if I can think of a card in that range that's flat out better than Wilkes. Again, he can create his own shot. He can hit threes. I haven't shot with him in a while, so I don't and I got that stupid shot meter on. But his release is really easy to peg because there's a certain point where he gets behind his head that you always know to let it go. So just a really, really great card. Excellent role player who can, in certain spots, be more of a primary offensive player, which is not super common in this game. So he's meta in the sense of like those support play. He's a meta support player. Obviously, he's not Kobe and the rest of those guys, but he's like the next step down. The next step down from Kobe and the rest of those guys because he plays offense and defense. This Kyle Lowry card, he just basically has every good dribble move in the game. His behind the back is silky, and also all of the My Park players will know this, but he has these spammy dribbles in the size up that are really fast. This stuff right here. And that stuff is good when you come off the hezzy and you stop and you do like a double cross and you can launch out of it really quickly. And if you mix that double cross with a between the legs, I'm on my PlayStation controller, so I apologize. So that's a pretty quick launch for that character without having to do the behind the back or anything like that. And you see his step back is absolutely elite especially for a shooter. Like that's an elite step back for a shooter. Not the snatch back, the step back. This is, I mean, that's just gorgeous. Like that's absolutely ridiculous. And quite honestly, that alone, and the fact that he has Hall of Fame range extender, while also being an elite defender, that makes this Kyle Lowry card, he's probably going to be a card you can always use until they come out with a taller version of him, or maybe one with dunking. Like he's one of the best shooters who also defends and has Hall of Fame floor general, and you see what he does for that Jamal Wilkes card. So I think this card is a lot better than some people think. I know some people at the upper levels are aware of how good Kyle Lowry is, but he's one of these cards that if you can cook with him, I mean, you can light somebody up with this card. Man. You can score 30, 40 points with Kyle Lowry. Just dribbling behind screens and absolutely torturing people, making them extend their defense and commit to your game plan. So I think the Kyle Lowry is the bee's knees. I love having him in my deck. I'm looking forward to, he will be, honestly, if I get that Gilbert, I'm going to definitely sell Oscar out of the three. I would rather have Gilbert on defense, Lowry on offense, and Gilbert's such a good slasher that he takes care of the shooting and the slashing. And his defense, he's not James Harden bad on defense because he has the bronze clamps even from the get-go. So that's the deck right now. Really loving the way this team is forming, and if anything, I would say I'm still in the market for a top-tier shooting center. I don't want to pick Embiid because I have him on my main squad. And I'm in the market for a point guard that has... Oh, well, I'm in the market for Gilbert Arenas, quite frankly. But I might not even have mentioned. You'll notice Paul George is here. So where else am I looking? And like I said, I got that Bowen for a two-way character. So if I want to put a lot of defense in the lineup, like this can be a really, really annoying team to play against if we just went with a fully more defense-oriented squad that can also shoot, and I just love that. I love two-way players, love two-way teams. There's a lot of athleticism on this team too. So I would say Gilbert would round my team out really well. And what I like about Gilbert over Oscar, if I like his animations, is that Gilbert is really, really fast. And I do like speed on characters where I can get it. So I need a Pascal Siakam type. Obviously, I can't use Siakam because he's on the main account. So until they haven't released a Siakam in this deck, and I love Jaren Jackson Jr., but he doesn't serve exactly the same role as Siakam because Siakam is an elite perimeter defender and an elite interior defender. Jaren Jackson Jr. is a better shooter than Siakam. And just a better offensive player in general, although Siakam is probably a little bit better at blow-bys. But Jaren Jackson Jr. is not quite as swift on... Jaren Jackson Jr. is not quite as swift on the perimeter defense. And Siakam is like literally... He's just a magical card right now. I think he's probably the overall best role-playing card in the game. Yeah, let's look at this Hito. I want to see what prices he's going for. I doubt I would get anything like Snipey, but let's go to theme. New Year's resolutions. Let's see. So his buy now, I don't know what his market value is, although I would say if you can afford Hito, I'm not going to tell you to take the L, but I tell you what, I don't care what it is. If I see this card, like I'm gonna buy this card as soon as I can buy this card. You see I have 46k MT on here. Alright, let me see if I can pull this real quick before I get out of here. I have cards from, I might sell Oscar to get Hito. In fact, I'm almost definitely gonna do that because I can't get Lamar Odom on this account because of my rule about not playing the same cards on both accounts. And Hito would just be absolutely dynamite. Like honestly, my team is pretty much set once I get Hito. I don't think anyone's going to be stupid enough to put him up for 46k. Like that would be insane. Oh my god, come home. I don't even care what the rest of them are. 44k for Hito, I'm in. I am 100% in. In fact, we're going to take that Hito. Welcome to the team. I'm going to buy more Hitos, as I told you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and put him on the squad. Oh my God. I would say get those Hitos now, guys. Like, for real? Oh my goodness. Who's out? Who's out? Mobley, get out of here. Get out of here. I hate you. I hate you, stupid Mobley. Okay, so Hito is... so we're going to apply contract, my last diamond contract without hesitation. And now we're going to look at this Hito card in depth and see what it is. I don't care what his Evo is because he's 6'10 and he has Hall of Fame limitless range. Like I honestly, I'm a very shallow 2K analyst in that respect. If you're 6'10 and you have Hall of Fame limitless range and an 86 ball control, you're good with me. Me and you we can hang out and we can chill. So, and I think with we talk about the clamps thing. Clamps is much more important on the perimeter, right? Like you don't have to worry about clamps as much as an interior player. So let's get 20 steals. That's it. Oh my God. Get 20 steals? That's his Evo? Just play the card? And he has a 70 steal and just big stupid 6'10 arms and gold clamps? Is this the best card in the game? Oh my goodness. This is the best value in the game right now. If I had the MT, I would rip all of those. Every Hito for 60k and less, I would just stack. I would be the Hito hoarder. Oh my God. This card, I suppose for the sake of posterity, I should take him into freestyle. Yeah, sell Peja for Hito immediately. Get him. Get that stupid Peja out of here. We hate you, Peja, you dummy. Get him out. Get him out. Get that Hito. Hito is the best. Earlier in the year, I talked about that Rashard Lewis was really overpriced because there would be a card that would come out and outclass him. There'd be a card in the KD mold that That's the same Evo requirement for Gilbert. Yeah, Gilbert's a big W. Unfortunately, he's a pink diamond, which just blinds people. Because, quite honestly, I don't think Gilbert is better than Hito, because Hito is only replaceable by one card, and that's Lamar Odom. There's no other card that does their jobs the way they do it. Literally, there are two cards in the game you can have if you want to do what Hito and Lamar do. And that's Hito and Lamar. Gilbert Arenas, I mean, and like 7 other point guards who are really good. You know, I have probably 5. You know, Kyle Lowry, John Stockton for your shooter defenders. You got Drew Holiday, who's a little bit in there as a defender. And then you've got Derrick Rose, Baron Davis as your all-around offensive and defensive wizards. And they're the same height as Gilbert. Like, Gilbert's not one of a kind. He's a great card, but he's not one of a kind. Hito is now officially 2 of a kind. Oh my God, get that Hito card. That's my official recommendation. And if I'm wrong, I will publicly apologize. But I don't think I'm wrong. Look at this dude with the wiggle. Wait, did they give him the behind the back now? Nah, he can't do the behind the back still. I think 2K has a rule that if you're 6'10", you can't do the behind the back momentum. But it doesn't matter, because 86 ball control is all you need, baby. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the squad, Hito Turkoglu. So my number 1 priority is evoing this guy. I will be evoing him while I continue to evo Kareem. I'm ecstatic. The only thing I don't love, well, you know what? I'm not mad that there's going to be a lot of Hitos out there, because Hito is a skill card. And while Hito is a great card, he's not Giannis. Like, the problem with Giannis is any idiot could use Giannis, right? Like, any moron can hold turbo. Look at this guy. Hop, step, dunks. Are you kidding me right now? Get this card, guys. This is the number 1 priority. If you have, as of right now, if you have 45 MT, you can have this Hito Turkoglu card. I would definitely say that is the number 1 priority. The best card, possibly the best card in this entire collection, is available for a really cheap price right now. While I don't know what children or senile old people are selling this Hito card, I would never put this card up for 50K MT. I wouldn't even, honestly, I would put this card on bid, and I would wait to put this card on bid. And I would evo this card 100%. Just think about that, guys. They're putting this card up, and his evo is only 20 steals. Like, there's literally no you would make so much more MT by just evoing the card and putting him up on auction. Like, you can actually evo this card even if you're not super great at steals. I mean, 20 on a 6'10", just by playing the passing lanes, it'd take you 5 games tops. 5 games tops, even if you're not particularly strong at playing the passing lanes against the AI. I would probably recommend the Superstar AI, because they're going to move the ball more. The rookie AI sometimes just kind of stands there. I don't know. But either way, it doesn't matter. This guy is a massive upgrade to virtually any lineup, unless you're already running Lamar Odom. And even if you are running Odom, if you really like that Odom game plan, then you can just bring Hito off the bench and do it and run it again with more range extender. I mean, look at this guy. He's shooting from the logo. Look at this. Green. Green. I haven't played with Hito in like a month because I've been on an AtMeBro account, and this shot is just ridiculously money. So yeah, this pack is a big W for people who are here right now buying this Hito card before people realize what they've done. History is repeating itself. The same exact thing happened with Lamar Odom, where he was 40K, and a lot of people, same thing with Siakam, where you're just like looking at it and you're saying, why is this ridiculously great card so cheap? Hito is that card right now. I don't know how long it's going to last. Would I start him or bring him off the bench? I would definitely start Hito because he gets gold clamps, so there's no reason not to play the card. The only reason I wouldn't start the card on my team in particular is because I have Kareem, and when Hito's on the floor, I can run the offense through Kareem or Hito. I can do the same thing with Giannis, but I would probably be more inclined to run Giannis and Paul George when my rim protection is a little weaker than when I have Kareem. The thing about Kareem is his rim protection is great because he's so tall and so athletic. And he has the stats to back it up too. I mean, honestly, defensively, he's an excellent card. So you can be a little bit weaker on the perimeter and help a little more on a three-point line, trusting that Kareem's going to have your back. You know. Only thing I like about Hito is his. Oh yeah, let's look at a little bit of his animations here. So all right, so if you're doing the hezzy, you definitely want to do the left trigger as opposed to the right stick, because the right stick is just if you're taking shots. So if you want to shoot off the hezzy, I would recommend the right stick because this lines him up really quickly. But if you want to change direction off the hezzy, I would recommend the left trigger. Or and that's if you want to go the same way. That was actually a quick hesitation. He can cancel his animation. That's actually kind of cheap. So I'm moving left trigger, and then turbo out of it. I don't have to stop like that. I can just kind of keep going, and he'll do a little baby stop, which is kind of unreal that he can even do that. And then momentum the other way. Step. Oh my God! Look at how clean that step back is. Good Lord, this card is going to be so good. Now I would say if you're not used to playing these cards, these skill cards, definitely put the time in and learn like all of their animations and their shots and everything, because the more you put into the card, the more they're going to give you. But Hito is a top tier offensive card that even if somebody puts a pure lockdown like a Jimmy Butler, you're so much taller than him and you have so many options on offense, you can still score if you're good enough. Because even if they're off balling, you can shoot behind the screen and just, hit them with the get out my face, eat that. So you have Giannis and Pascal starting. Who should you move? I would definitely move Pascal to the bench. Put Giannis at the 4. And at the both lineups, I would run a Hito and a Paul George. So like you run Pascal and Paul George, and like Giannis and Hito, or vice versa, whichever your preference is. And you're going to have great offense and great defense and great three-point shooting and great athleticism in both situations. But yeah, oh my God, did you see that cheap little dribble move? Yeah, this card is wild. What's his stutter look like? The only thing about not having it behind the back is they don't have the stutter snatch back that the guards have. Yeah, they have the full pause, unfortunately, which is good. I don't want a 6'10" having those stupid dribbles, but the part of me that likes broken, stupid things would enjoy that. Woof! Oh, I am so happy. This Hito. I mean, at Amethyst, he's basically the same as the other Amethyst with better range extender, but once you get those defensive attributes up, I actually want to take a quick look before I shut down the stream. Let's look at his. Does any of his other athleticism go up? Wow, wow, wow! This Hito card, super good. I would put a speed shoe on Hito for sure. I mean, honestly, you put a speed shoe on Hito, and in fact, I don't have any MT right now, but let me just quickly consumables, card type, shoe. I should have probably put a color on there. That was a noob move. Let's see. What is a speed shoe going for? So this is 50K. The Crazy Light Boost. That's an Adidas shoe. Let's see. Shoes. I'm gonna before I sign off, I'm gonna take a deep dive into Hito's stats real quick. Post Evo, because I did just look at the badges and freak out. I apologize for that, but I was very excited. Oh, I can't look at the shoes unless I actually have the shoe. That sucks. All right, let me see. Symbol, shoe. Can I brand? Yes, Adidas. Color, diamond. All right, let's go. So because honestly, more so than another card, it might be my personal priority to get a speed shoe onto Hito to get him even closer to Lamar Odom. Because if he's as athletic as Lamar Odom and as good of a defender, but he's shooting from range extender, I wouldn't go as far as to say that he's better at that point, but he has advantages. So it looks like to get a speed shoe, you pretty much have to go in for 50K. All right, that's fine. Speed with the ball is also up there, but I think the speed with the ball stat is a little bit broken because if you look at centers who have a low speed with the ball but a high speed, they run way faster than those low speed with the ball ratings. Like, not even close. Yeah, it's going to cost about 55K to get a speed shoe. So just between me and you guys, don't tell anybody because I don't want these speed shoe prices rising. Oh my god, like this shoe, if I had the 52K, I would buy this shoe right now. This crazy light boost for 52. Like legit, I just need to get MT. I need to get 55 MT and come into here and just like scroll shoes and get the shoe that I want. That's my next priority, to get Hito just completely 100% goated out. But that's the kind of person I am. I see a card like that and I want to invest. So let's see. So let's look. I mean, I don't. Why even care about how long it takes? So he does get a massive speed boost and a massive speed with the ball boost. Oh my god, this card is unreal. I mean, go buy this card right now. Like if you're watching this video and you're not at work or something, turn on your console and buy this card, who gets an 80 driving dunk, an 84 steal, an 80 block, an 89 lateral quickness, and a 84 perimeter defense, an 88 interior defense, an 89 driving layup, a 86 acceleration, 86 speed with the ball, and an 86 speed. Are you kidding me? And gold clamps. Are you kidding me? This guy's endgame. This guy's endgame God Squad. He's just a 6'10" version of your favorite wing. Wow. He's 6'10" Paul George. That's awesome. This game is gonna get toxic so soon. Oh my god. Once people realize Galaxy Opal Penny is like amazing now, because he's like the best point guard in the game. I forgot to bring up Galaxy Opal Penny. Like for real, the token grind for me would be all about Galaxy Opal Penny, because I'm not going to care about any other point guard. Between the fact that the card is great, he's 6'7", so he could guard Ben Simmons, and he's also one of my favorite players growing up. Yeah. So alright guys, that's the end of the stream. Unless you guys have any questions, I'm pretty excited because if I open packs, it's just for fun, because I'm just here for that Hito. Everything else is like, whatever. But that Hito with that 20 steals, yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and put you in the starting lineup for now. Although, like I said, I would bring him off the bench. I just have to figure out my backup power forward situation. But now that those Kareem packs are gone, thank God. Now that those Kareem packs are gone, we can start looking at these James Worthy prices, see if they pick up. You heard his animations are clunky and his jump shot too? I don't know about that, because I played against a Penny, Amethyst Penny in Triple Threat Online, and that bastard was pretty good. So I'm not worried about Penny's offense, to be honest with you. It was just his defensive numbers that had me a little skittish. I mean, not a little skittish, I was completely ignoring the card. But it's almost worth it to me to pick this card up. Like, I'm going to snipe this card at some point for like super cheap. And I just want to test his animations to see. Might run him on a budget squad just to get used to him. For funsies. Since I do think I can get this card for like less than... Like, you can get this card for 1,500 if you sweat it enough. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'm super excited. Now I just need a power forward. Draymond's too short for me to like actually invest in right now. But I need to replace Pascal Siakam. You guys can pass your suggestions on to me. I need a guy who's basically Giannis defensively with a spot up shot. And I would be nearly complete at that point. See, so James Worthy is still cheap right now. People haven't realized that. Well, he's not cheap. Is he on buyout? TikTok, this is the countdown to people realizing, oh, wait a minute, I don't have Pink Diamond Giannis, and I can't pull James Worthy out of packs. So that means that this lineup right here are all of the James Worthies in existence. And then a week from now, I could be wrong, but I anticipate that his prices will go up. His price is already going up a little bit because his buyout was starting to sink into the 80s for some reason. Maybe when people realize he's not a super great card. He's not a bad card, but he's just average. But all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the stream. Good luck out there on either your pack pulls or your snipes. I would prioritize Hito above all else. Except for Gilbert Arenas, I honestly don't care much about the entire rest of that whole situation. I could possibly look into that Aiden because he fits my lineup really well. So I'll keep my eye on that card. I may do a pack opening on this channel tonight or tomorrow. But other than that, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon.